Hi, I'm Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record-related stuff like cleaners and books and stuff, just stuff. And I have a topic in mind, so I'm going to talk about that. And also I'm going to show you like almost my entire jazz 7-inch collection because it's super small, but it sort of fits the topic. I've been waiting for someone in the vinyl community to do a proper video about this, like how come jazz 7 inches in general, like obviously there are super expensive and very sought after jazz 7 inches, but in general, how come they aren't sought after and they aren't expensive? Because if you take a look at the counterpart, the LP of the same country, same year, same artist, same label, they go for 100 times more than the 7-inch. So how come it's not in demand? So I want you to really comment here if you are interested in this topic. Otherwise you can just like leave it. But I want to have a discussion going, like, what am I totally wrong? Maybe I'm isolated here in Sweden and I'm totally wrong. There is a demand for it, people are buying it, you are talking shit, Or if I'm right, do you have any theories on why it is? Like, I'm going to start with the Blue Notes because I think that is the biggest conundrum, really. but yeah, so comment and subscribe if you haven't subscribe and give the thumbs up. That really helps to spread the word about this because this is important. So yeah, I'm going to show you 2 records now that is, in my opinion, perfect like examples of this. And I'm talking about Art Blakey and Jazz Messengers, Moaning. This is a picture sleeve. So the picture sleeve were actually produced in the 50s here in Sweden, and you know that because it says Sibtumba down here. But the record came from the States, like an import, and it's exactly the same as you have in the US. It's Blue Note Records, and you have Moaning Part 1 and 2, Art Blakey. So yeah, the only thing that really stands out is the picture sleeve in this case. This particular 7-inch was put out in 1957. Don't quote me on this, but I think 1957. So a year before the actual Moaning LP came out. Another one from the same record, also from the Moaning record, is this. This is Blue March, Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. You have Lee Morgan, Benny Golson, Bobby Timmons, Jimmy Merritt, and Blakey, obviously. Also, Sibtumba down here, so you know that it's printed in Sweden. There's the label there. So we imported these, made our own picture sleeves because they sold better. This is my theory. It sold better with a picture sleeve than not, and I believe it's pretty popular. So to go back a little bit, I buy and sell records all the time. I buy huge collections when as often as I can. I buy huge collections. That's not that often, but often I stumble upon jazz collections. Actually, I'm a big jazz collector myself, so all of the goodies goes into my own collection. But when I get home to people, we decide on a price. I'm packing all the LPs in. Most of them actually say afterwards, like, "Oh yeah, I have a crate of 7 inches. Is that something that you are interested in? I didn't think that you were interested." They are going to the dump, almost like that, because people don't think that we are interested in 7 inches. I always end up buying them and bringing them home. But when I go through them, when I get home, I go through them every single one, see what it is, the pressing year, etc. I'm always disappointed. Disappointed, not in music and not in the sort of the. I love the covers and I love the style, but I'm disappointed in the price because when it comes to these, like Blue Note Records, 1957, from the same year as the record came out, or the year before that, these costs nothing, and nothing in this case is maybe €5 or €10 for one of these in good condition with this picture sleeve. And I can't understand why. Because the counterpart of this, the LP, if you want a very nice, clean condition Moaning stereo from the year it was put out, a US press, you have to pay like maybe 200, 300 upwards for a really nice copy of that. Maybe even more. Should looked it up, but even more. And even more strange is when you go to one of these, you can see that maybe 150 persons have this in their Discogs collection, but maybe only like 20 wants on it. So maybe only like 20 collectors are actually looking for this, or say they are looking for it. When you go to Counterpart, the Moaning LP, maybe you have like 200 have it in their collection, and 5,000 want it. So with this, I just want to highlight some Blue Note and my entire sort of jazz 7-inch collection, because it's very small. So I'm going to go through it, I'm going to show it, the different labels, stuff like that. So brace yourselves, go make a cup of coffee or something like that. But this video is mainly to just raise the question, how come? And I have a theory, I'm going to go through that. I want to show you some records first before I go into the theory. So you can think a little bit for yourselves also and put that in the comment. This is one that I found, Blue Note. It doesn't come with a picture sleeve, it has a brown paper sleeve. But this is Sonny Rollins, Decision, part 1 and part 2. Sonny Rollins, Blue Note Records, and I mean 5-10 maybe euro. Another one, maybe one of the most important songs on the Blue Note catalog. So this is Cannibal Adderley's 5 Stars, Something Else, part 1 and 2. Written actually by Miles Davis and also played by Miles Davis on this one. Yeah, another Art Blakey. This is What Now, part 1 and 2. This is not in that great of a shape actually. Look at that label. I can stare at these labels all day long. It's so simple and yet so damn iconic. You can spot this label from a mile away and you know it's Blue Note Records. This also, like, cost next to nothing, maybe one of the most important songs ever recorded by one of the most important artists ever in jazz, on the biggest and most important label. I mean, Blue Note Records, Thelonious Monk, Round Midnight. It doesn't get more iconic than that. Which brings me maybe to my theory. So here in Sweden, we have always been, since at least the 50s, we've been a pretty rich country, and a lot of persons had a good coin in their pocket, so they could buy records. So when I'm out now seeking collections, it is often people in their 70s or even 80s that has these records. And yeah, they could afford records back in the day. But with that being said, maybe you could afford 1 record or 2 when the salary came, maybe 2, or you could buy like a little pile of 7 inches because they were cheaper. Along came Betty with Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers again, the last Blue Note that I'll show you. So put down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my theory, if it holds or if there's something that doesn't hold up in it. Moving on to like in the same sort of sphere, you have Moaning with Art Blakey again. Picture sleeve, backside, but on this in this case it's on the Fontana label, which is kind of cool. Silver Fontana label. And I mean, iconic song, iconic lineup, iconic artist. Just awesome to have that picture sleeve, like really cool. I think that's Dutch. So a little bit yellowed, but you would be yellowed too if you were 70 years old or 80 or whatever it's turning now. This is Blues and Roots by Mingus, obviously. Looks exactly like a mini version of the LP. And I love that Atlantic logo. This is the best Atlantic, if you ask me. Going down all the way down to the red there, just piercing with the black A. It's awesome, really nice. Also, like, this costs a fraction of what the original LP goes for. Moving on. This is 100% Swedish. This is Miles, Volume 1. So what you have is the first really the big quintet with Miles Davis, John Coltrane, obviously, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Phil Joe Jones. So I'm looking for Volume 2, but again, this is there's no money in this. There's no demand for this. Dutch press of take 5, EP, 4 songs, great one on the orange CBS. So yeah, kind of cool. African Waltz with Cannonball Adderley on Riverside. This is the black Riverside, and artwork looks like that. So the back side, and here you have Bill Evans, Percy Heath, and Connie Kay. Love that flip cover, really nice. Another one, classic. It's been spun so many times it's unspunable, spinnable. I don't know. I think this is Swedish press. Sonny Rollins with Tommy Flanagan, Doug Watkins, and Max Roach plays St. Thomas on the Swedish Metronome label. Looks like that. It's kind of cool. Moving on, this is the Jazz Messengers, but this time with Miles Davis. Awesome cover, beautiful, really, really nice. On the black Philips label. So I might be part of the problem because I don't play these. I'm too lazy to play 7 inches, but I really appreciate everything about it, the labels, the artists, and the cover artworks, which just looks so lovely. This ritual font here reminds me of like a Japanese scroll. Really cool. Yeah, also Prestige, Blue Monk, Light Thelonious Monk, maybe €5 if you're lucky. Like, insane. Another one. This is Miles Davis Quintet, Davis Cup on Philips. Pretty rough condition, but even in good condition, I mean, it's like a €3 maybe, something like that. I don't know what the counterpart, the LP, would go for, but another one, great one. We all know this. So working with Miles Davis, Phil Joe Jones, Paul Chambers, Red Garland, and John Coltrane. So look at that, John Coltrane just on the working. And this is on Metronome, so a Swedish press, but it's actually on the black Metronome label, which is really awesome. Yeah, another one. Also Miles Davis, Ray Garland, Paul Chambers, Phil John Jones, and Coltrane. There's the mighty bunch there. Lovely. Some yellowing and stuff like that. I don't care. I really don't care when it comes to these, especially not the covers. Like, there's some wrinkles in the face of the cover is the face of the record, and I don't mind some wrinkles and scars. Okay, so moving on to some Swedish. This is Rädda Sverige, Save Sweden with Jan Johansson. They put this out because they thought that people needed exercise in the 60s. Still do, but they don't put out jazz 7 inches anymore. Jazz på svenska, this came in different colors of the lettering, but yeah, probably one of the most sold Swedish jazz 7 inch. Johansson and Gustafsson, also great one, and this is a little bit more rare, but not like nothing to really talk about when it comes to rarity and sort of, Mr. Johan's got a 12. Coming back to Milwaukee with Miles Davis, one of my favorite 7 inch cover artworks. Look at that, it's insane. What a beautiful, beautiful picture or cover. Perfect with the walking font there also, I think. Like, looks really like retro and timeless at the same time. I won't bore you with more. I have some more, but I won't bore you. It's just my opportunity to raise the question, how come? And also show you my small jazz 7 inch collection. I mean, what's your theory? What's your opinion on this? And also, do you have these in your collection? Do you collect them? Is it easy to find in your country where you come from? Fill up the comments and let's have a discussion. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.